in a significant boost to India-US technology ties, India is set to formally join the US-led PAX Silica initiative today on the sidelines of the ongoing India AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. PAX Silica, launched by the Trump administration in December 2025, is a strategic framework aimed at building secure, resilient and innovation-driven global supply chains for silicon-based technologies. From critical minerals and energy to advanced manufacturing, semiconductors, AI infrastructure and logistics, the initiative seeks to reduce coercive dependencies, protect foundational AI material, and enable trusted partners to deploy transformative technologies at scale. India's entry, formalized through the signing of the PAX Silica Declaration, brings its vast talent pool, semiconductor ambitions, and strategic position into the alliance. Alongside core members like the US, Australia, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Israel, the UK, Qatar, UAE, and Greece. Let's in fact take a look at some details on the PAX Silica agreement. Let me show you that, viewers. Now, what really is the PAX Silica initiative is what we're talking about. Now, PAX Silica is a US-led strategic initiative to build secure and resilient silicon supply chains for advanced technologies. Now, what is the PAX Silica initiative? We're talking about, of course, now member states are Australia, Israel, Japan, and South Korea. These are the 4 member states part of the PAX Silica initiative. Singapore, UK, Qatar, United Arab Emirates as well. Can we have the next slide? Singapore, UK, Qatar, United Arab Emirates is what we've already told you. And this program focuses on securing critical minerals, energy inputs, and advanced manufacturing for semiconductors and AI development. We're, of course, discussing the PAX Silica initiative. Launched in December 2025, PAX Silica aims to reduce coercive dependencies in global technology ecosystems worldwide. The PAX Silica, of course, was launched in December 25, and it promotes innovation-driven cooperation among trusted allies to protect foundational material for artificial intelligence infrastructure. That is what the PAX Silica initiative promotes. PAX Silica spans the entire value chain from critical minerals extraction to logistics for semiconductor production. This is, of course, about the value chain that we're speaking about. The initiative ensures aligned nations can develop and deploy transformative technologies at scale without vulnerabilities. And it represents the US Department of State's flagship effort on AI supply chain security and economic resilience. All right, viewers, so this is, of course, an outline really with the details of the PAX Silica. And with that, now the live signing of the PAX Silica agreement is underway. Let's cut across.
A photo op session after this. Ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, may I please request Mr. Sanjay Mehrotra.
Phenomenal AI summit. Proud is that Mike is a semiconductor technology leader in memory and storage. Memory and storage are critical to driving AI. As contextual processing becomes larger and as real-time demands on performance are placed on AI systems, they need more and more memory. I'm very proud to say that Micron is the only company in the Western Hemisphere that develops and manufactures memory and storage, and we have had successive generations of leadership in DRAM technology as well as NAND technology. But I'm also very proud today, later, with this PAX Silica initiative that will be signed here, bringing the technology collaboration closer between US and India. Micron, since 2019, has had large presence here in India with R&D centers in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, employing nearly 4,000 employees today. What I'm proud is that Micron has 60,000 patents worldwide, one of the most innovative companies, but also a manufacturing powerhouse. Some of our most advanced DRAM products are being designed right here in India in collaboration with our teams in the US. In fact, we have now, in this short period since 2019, we now have 300 inventors with number of patents approaching nearly 2,000 that have been contributed by the innovative, phenomenal team here in India. Very proud also of Micron's investment in bringing advanced packaging, assembly, and test technologies here to Sanand, Gujarat. In fact, Micron is making an investment of $2.75 billion here in Gujarat. We'll talk more about it in the fireside chat a little bit later. And those investments now are going to be bringing a grand opening coming up soon, where packaging and assembly will be done of advanced memory wafers produced worldwide. So this is a pioneering project here in India. The size of this facility that has been built is 500,000 square feet. So imagine that clean room is the size of 10 cricket fields. The amount of steel that has been used in that is about 3.5 times of Eiffel Tower. The amount of concrete that is used in that is size of 100 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Scheduled program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mehrotra. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in inviting Honorable Mr. Jacob Hellberg, Undersecretary of State for Economic Affairs, to deliver his remarks.
Good morning. It's a profound honor to be here in Delhi at the India AI Impact Forum to mark a historic milestone in the partnership between the United States and India. Today, we signed the PAX Silica Declaration, a document that's not merely an agreement on paper, but a roadmap for a shared future. There's a line from antiquity attributed to Alexander the Great that famously said that the peoples of Asia were slaves because they had not yet learned to pronounce the word no. Alexander viewed himself as a conqueror speaking to a world of subjects, and after traveling 11,000 miles for 8 years, it was in India that Alexander finally met his match and turned around. He did not know India, and India said no. The truth is, both of our nations were forged by that very word. Both of our nations claimed their freedom by learning to say no. We are the people who looked at a king oceans away and refused to quietly acquiesce. We rejected the counsel of polite society and broke centuries of colonial rule to take our destiny into our own hands. That spirit of defiance, that insistence on self-determination, is the fire that burns at the heart of both of our democracies. And today we are called upon to summon that spirit once again. For too long, we have allowed the foundations of our economic security to drift. We find ourselves grappling with a global supply chain that is massively over-concentrated. We watch as our friends and allies face daily threats of economic coercion and blackmail, forced to choose between their sovereignty and their prosperity. We have seen the lights of a great Indian city extinguished by a keystroke from across the border. And we've seen our friends denied essential minerals simply because a leader dared to speak her mind. So today, as we sign the PAX Silica Declaration, we say no to weaponized dependency, and we say no to blackmail. And together, we say that economic security is national security. But we must be precise about what that word means. There are some who use the words like global governance and sovereignty in the same breath, just like Orwell used freedom and slavery interchangeably. America and India are not deceived. Sovereignty does not come from a global bureaucracy. It comes from builders, from the very builders present in this room today. It comes from the builders of smelters and oil wells, airplanes and expressways. And it comes from the hardworking people who physically build the rails of the future. And through the joint statement that we're signing today, the United States and India are affirming our embrace of a pro-innovation approach to AI against those who would constrain us to set us back. But our fundamental mission is not resistance, it's renewal. We are forging a supply chain that is the foundation for prosperity. We are building a new architecture that diffuses intelligence, placing the awesome power of AI into the palm of our people's hands and unleashing a wave of unprecedented possibility. From the minds to the models, we are securing the full stack of the future, the minerals deep in the earth, the silicon wafers in our labs and fabs, and the intelligence that will unleash human potential. PAX Silica is our declaration that the future belongs to those who build. And when free people join forces, we do not wait for the future to be given to us, we build it ourselves. I want to end by thanking my good friend and colleague, Ambassador Sergio Gore. Sergio and his leadership has been the bridge for this very moment. His work to bring our nations closer together is a testament to the vital importance that the United States places on this friendship. Sergio, thank you for your service and your energy. Will you please all join me in giving Ambassador Gore a very warm welcome?
Namaste. It is great to be here with you all. Thank you, Jacob. I want to just say a quick word about Jacob. Jacob's an incredible friend, but Jacob also cares deeply about this relationship. This initiative, PAX Silica, would not be happening if it's not for Jacob Hellberg. So a round of applause to him. What an honor to stand before all of you here today, here in New Delhi, at this historic moment as we welcome India into PAX Silica. Just over a month ago, I arrived in this extraordinary nation as the US ambassador. In my first weeks, I've walked the halls of South Block, met with innovators in Bangalore, and broke bread with entrepreneurs who are building the future. What struck me most wasn't just India's scale, although that is breathtaking.
I have Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta, is a former diplomat who's joining me on the broadcast. I also have Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, foreign affairs expert. I'd like to go across to Ambassador Gupta first. Ambassador Gupta, how significant is India formally joining PAX Silica, and is this a turning point in India-US technology ties?
Good morning, Vaishali. Indeed, what you said is true. This is absolutely a turning point, both for rare metals as well as AI sector and innovation in industrial and other areas. I think this pact will give tremendous opportunity to Indian scientists to boost innovation within India, to do Atmanirbhar Bharat, and to promote its export through new technologies. As the AI summit is going on right now, along with the AI summit, I think this pact is going to give tremendous boost to the business side. All the big companies which are here in Delhi for this AI summit, they will be highly encouraged and they will be very happy with this pact. So I think this will transform India-US relations into what I can call a very close technological and, I can say the mineral cooperation, which is unprecedented, which is going to be unprecedented in the recent history of different countries. And I think this is also an instrument to defeat the monopoly of China which is almost having, 80% production of rare earth materials. So I think this is great fact, and I would like to congratulate Indian authorities, Indian government, and Prime Minister Modi for making this possible. I think the US government should also be very happy because they can use Indian talent, Indian engineers, Indian scientists. In any case, they have all the research labs based in India, and those labs will be able to provide, better innovation in the field of AI as well as in rare earth materials. So I think this is a great news for all of Indians as well as particularly for the business enterprises in India and for the government for achieving the Atmanirbhar target by, in the next 10 years or so.
Interesting, Ambassador Gupta. You in fact read my mind, because that was in fact my next question to you. I was going to talk to you about countering China's dominance in semiconductor and AI supply chains. But now that you've answered that, I want to ask you now, how does PAX Silica compare with earlier frameworks like the Quad or IPEF in terms of strategic depth?
I think naturally, Vaisali, this gives a tremendous strategic depth to India-US relations. And I believe that this will also impact what we call the security challenges in South China Sea. Because India and US coming together, China will be deterred to take strong action in that area. This is going to send a message to Chinese leadership that don't do unnecessary interference in South China Sea. So this is and also in the case of Taiwan. So I have a feeling that this message will reverberate in Beijing. It will also go very strongly in European Union, where the companies will come together with India more closely. They are already coming together. France, Germany, the German Chancellor was in Delhi, the French President was in Delhi, and the British Prime Minister was in Delhi a few months ago. So all that will become very close now, and China will be deterred to take any, I would say, interfering steps in South China Sea. So this strategic partnership will evolve over time and give India a new strength and also US a new strength in South China Sea.
I now have Mr. Sanjeev Srivastav, Foreign Affairs expert, joining me. Mr. Srivastav, PAX Silica was launched under the Donald Trump administration. Now, does India's entry signal deeper strategic alignment with Washington beyond just technology?
Certainly, I think India is likely to join this PAX Silica initiative, which is a very significant initiative in terms of
Mr. Srivastav, I'll have to interrupt you because Cabinet Minister Ashwini Vaishnav is speaking. Let's cut across.
आपकी जनरेशन में कोई अलग तरीका भी है? Loud cheer! Yes, अब पता चला कि there is some जोश. एक बार और. Excellent. Good. Now we start. एक और. भारत माता की. भारत माता की. ये real जोश है. Thank you very much, Under Secretary Helberg, Mr. Crestios, Ambassador Gore, Sundar, Sanjay, the entire team which has worked, Secretary Krishnan. I would like to extend my special thanks to Minister Jaishankar, Minister Piyush Goyal, and to the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has made all this possible, this entire AI Impact Summit, the silicon supply chain that we are building, and that huge set of new opportunities which are coming for the young population which is here. Give a big round of applause for the entire team which has worked for it. We are not just holding a summit here. We are building the future. We are laying the foundation for the young generation. आप सबकी जनरेशन के लिए एक नया फाउंडेशन बन रहा है, एक नया आपके लिए नई अपॉर्चुनिटीज आए, उस सब की आज नींव रखी जा रही है, जिससे आने वाले समय में आप लोग अपनी जर्नी वहां तक लेके जाए जहां भारत को एक विकसित भारत बनाने का सपना है। भारत आज एक यंग नेशन है, 28 इयर्स मीडियन एज, लंबी ग्रोथ का पाथ है। 2047 में भी भारत एक यंग नेशन रहेगा विद 37 इयर्स की मीडियन एज, and that means beyond 2047 also there will be a growth period of another 50 years, another 50 years. उस ग्रोथ के भागीदार आप होंगे, उस ग्रोथ को बनाने वाले आप सब यंग माइंड्स होंगे, उस ग्रोथ का जो बेनिफिट लेना है उसका भी, उसके भागीदार भी आप सब होंगे। 1947 से अगर यही स्पिरिट रहती तो कितनी कंपाउंडिंग हो गई होती भारत की ग्रोथ में, वी कैन ऑल इमेजिन। कोई दिक्कत नहीं, 2014 से ही सही। अब इस कंपाउंडिंग का बेनिफिट आपकी जनरेशन को मिलेगा। आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक all the participants and special thanks to the efforts done by Ambassador Sergio Gore, Under Secretary Helberg and Mr. Castios for making India part of the PAX Silica. And there are good reasons for it. Today, our talented engineers are designing the most complex, most advanced 2 nanometer chips here in India. 2 nanometer chips. और दोस्तों 2 नैनोमीटर चिप्स, 2 नैनोमीटर की चिप्स दुनिया में डिजाइन करने वाले लोग इस हाथ से ज्यादा काउंट नहीं कर सकते। ये कैपेबिलिटी हमारे इंजीनियर्स की है। वी ऑल नो सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री विल नीड अबाउट 1 मिलियन मोर टैलेंटेड पीपल, 1 मिलियन मोर, 10 लाख से ज्यादा सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री में टैलेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट है, 10 लाख लोगों की। वो टैलेंट कहां से आएगा? कहां से आएगा? कहां से आएगा? यहीं से आएगा। और उसकी तैयारी कैसे की है? 315 यूनिवर्सिटीज, 315 यूनिवर्सिटीज। आज स्टूडेंट्स के पास में वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट सेमीकंडक्टर डिजाइन टूल्स हैं, सिनॉप्सिस के, कैडेंस के, सीमेंस के, और एब्सोल्युटली फ्री। स्टूडेंट्स को 1 रुपया भी वहां पे कॉस्ट नहीं देनी पड़ती। और इसका रिजल्ट आया है। ये 22 में प्रोग्राम चालू किया था। आज आसाम से, जम्मू कश्मीर से, उड़ीसा से, राजस्थान से, छत्तीसगढ़ से, तेलंगाना से, केरल से, तमिलनाडु से, सब जगह से स्टूडेंट्स चिप्स डिजाइन कर रहे हैं। कुछ लोग हैं जो चिप्स कहते हैं, पोटैटो चिप्स याद आती है उनको। छोड़ो उनको, वो अभी थोड़ा रोना धोना है उनका, चलता रहेगा। कभी पार्लियामेंट में रोते हैं, कभी कहां रोते हैं। चलता रहेगा वो सब। तो हमें आगे बढ़ना है। देश को एक दिशा, एक क्लियर एम, एक क्लियर गोल है देश के सामने, और उसमें है सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री में, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंडस्ट्री में लीडरशिप लेनी है दुनिया की। आज जब 315 यूनिवर्सिटीज और कॉलेजेस के नौजवान चिप डिजाइन करते हैं, उनके लिए SCL मोहाली में चिप को फैब्रिकेट करने की, मैन्युफैक्चर करने की, टेस्ट करने की फैसिलिटी है, अगेन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। एक जब स्टूडेंट निकले कॉलेज से, सेमीकंडक्टर की बात केवल डिस्कशन में नहीं रहनी चाहिए, कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ जाना चाहिए। जब इंटरव्यू में बैठे, जब स्टार्टअप VC के सामने जाए, मैंने ये चिप डिजाइन की है, ये चिप वर्किंग है, ये वैलिडेटेड है, ये सर्टिफिकेट है, मैं जानता हूं इस सब्जेक्ट को। उस कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ हमारे नौजवान आज इंडस्ट्री में जा रहे हैं। तो ये 1 मिलियन का टैलेंट भारत से ही आएगा। और ये 315 का नंबर हर हफ्ते बढ़ रहा है। हम लोग शुरुआत जब की थी 50 यूनिवर्सिटीज का सोचा था, बहुत तेजी से वी वेंट टू 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज, और तेजी से गए 150, 200, अब 300 यूनिवर्सिटीज में। अभी हाल ही में डावोस में सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री का राउंड टेबल था। मैंने इंडस्ट्री को ऐसे ही पूछा कि भाई बताओ दुनिया में कितने देश है जहां पे, कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज है जहां पे कैडेंस, सिनॉप्सिस, सीमेंस, सारे के सारे डिजाइन, ईडीए टूल्स स्टूडेंट्स को अवेलेबल है। काउंट करने लगे, 20 से ज्यादा काउंट नहीं कर पाए पूरी दुनिया में, भारत में 315। ये कैपेबिलिटी अपने को डेवलप करनी, ये स्केल डेवलप करना है। ट्रस्ट के कारण आज पैक्स सिलिका का हिस्सा भारत बन रहा है। मैं वेलकम करता हूं आप सबको, और विशेषकर जो साथी यूएस साइड में काम किए थे, आप तीनों को माय बिगेस्ट ग्रैटिट्यूड टू ऑल द 3 honorable guests from the US for taking out time to be part of this PAX Silica signing, and I'll now request the PAX Silica signing ceremony to be done. Thank you दोस्तों, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, thank you.
बहुत बहुत आभार माननीय मंत्री जी, आपके ऊर्जावान, प्रेरणादायक और दूरदर्शी संबोधन के लिए। Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite the signatories to kindly proceed to the dais. Under Secretary, Mr. Jacob Hellberg, His Excellency Ambassador Sergio Gore and Honorable Ministers already on the stage. I also invite Shri S. Krishnan, Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, and Mr. Michael Kratsios, Director, OSTP, US. Ladies and gentlemen, and now the PAX Silica Declaration is being signed between India and the United States of America. The PAX Silica Declaration is being signed by Honorable Under Secretary Jacob Hellberg, His Excellency Ambassador Sergio Gore, and the Secretary, Mr. S. Krishnan. And now, once the declaration has been signed by the respected signatories, the declaration will be exchanged. I request our distinguished guests to kindly hold up the signed declaration for the official photograph. I request our distinguished guests to kindly proceed to the photo point on the right of the stage in front of the flags for the official photograph. We are going to have an official photograph. So may I please request our distinguished guests to kindly proceed to the point in front of the flags on your right. That will give us the right picture for this photo op. So once again, we are going to have this photo op. I would like to now also request CEO of Micron, Mr. Sanjay Mehrotra, and Mr. Randhir Thakur, CEO of Tata Electronics, to please join us for a photo op on the stage. I also invite CEO of General Catalyst to come on the dais, please. I thank our distinguished guests for that photo op. It's a great moment when PAX Silica Declaration has been signed between India and the United States of America. The photo op to commemorate this special moment. This is another historical milestone between the relationship between India and the United States of America. I thank all our distinguished guests for this photo op. I thank Honorable Minister and Mr. Michael Kratsios for being with us on this wonderful and historic occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for the furniture to be rearranged, and very soon we will now continue with the fireside conversation.
Mr. Sanjeev Srivastav, Foreign Affairs expert, is back with me. Mr. Srivastav, we were discussing the PAX Silica. What would you like to say?
Well, I think it's a great day with regard to India's accession to this PAX Silica initiative, and India has now formally joined this PAX Silica initiative, which is going to be providing a very robust supply chains with regard to critical minerals and global artificial intelligence. And India, obviously, when it has formally joined, India's large talent pool and India's various strategic locations will also be a part of this entire initiative, which will certainly be beneficial for establishing a very robust artificial intelligence and critical mineral supply chains across trusted partners. And it will also reduce the dependence on the non-aligned nations, such as like China. The kind of dominance it was showing in this domain will certainly be reduced. And nations, those who are part of these initiatives, are going to be having a very close collaboration with regard to their various artificial intelligence and critical mineral supply chains. So I believe that it's a great initiative, and now India has formally joined this initiative, and government of India must be congratulated for this kind of accession which our nation is having now. So I think, and also this kind of collaboration and understanding with the United States of America will further, enhance our India-US strategic partnership too. And in recent times, the various kind of tense moments which India-US relations had seen will also, with this kind of initiative, those concerns will be addressed, and it will further enhance a certain level of trust too between India and the United States of America. And also, I would like to say that when India has joined this PAX Silica initiative along with other trusted partners, the message also goes to the China and Chinese dominance which they were having thus far. Obviously, that message has gone to China very clearly that if they are, looking for some kind of hegemonistic dominance over this artificial intelligence and critical mineral supply chains in the international community, I think that is not going to be the case anymore. And the countries are coming together, the various trusted partners are coming together, and they are going to have their own robust supply chains with regard to critical minerals and global artificial intelligence. So I think this is a great day, and obviously it has it will further give a boost to the various kind of negotiations what we are having at this moment with regard to our trade deal with the United States of America. So I think it's going to be a very win-win situation for both of our nations and also the other trusted partners, those who are already part of this PAX Silica initiative.
Mr. Srivastava, the initiative talks about protecting foundational AI material. Now, what exactly does that mean in geopolitical terms?
Well, I think this is a very critical initiative, and having a robust supply chain with regard to critical minerals and global artificial intelligence is an imperative on which various nations were working, including India. And India was also looking for such kind of robust, innovation-driven supply chains which could be established between the various trusted partners. So, my assessment, India was in search of such platforms and initiatives. And United States of America, when they launched this PAX Silica initiative in December 2025, obviously that provided this opportunity for India too. And India gave a due consideration to the entire initiative led by United States of America. And as you know that several countries like Australia, South Korea, and several Middle Eastern countries like Qatar and UAE, they are all part of it. Certain European countries are a part of it. So I think the various nations which are having the various shared goals and obviously shared values with regard to their cooperation and understanding, they are going to be part of it, and they are going to have a very close, trusted collaboration with each other, and obviously the doubts were there with regard to dependence on China and the kind of dominance China was attempting to show in this artificial and critical minerals domain. I think that will be reduced. So I think this is the need of the hour. This was very much required for various nations, democratic nations of the world to have this kind of a collaboration. And I am very glad that this kind of initiative has been taken, and India, after giving a due considerations to the entire, PAX Silica initiative and its various proposals, India has formally decided to join. So I think it's, and in my assessment, many other nations are going to be part of it. This is just the beginning of this and an incredible journey of this having a robust supply chains of critical minerals and artificial intelligence. And this PAX Silica initiative, in my assessment, is going to have a very bright future, and many other countries are likely to join this initiative.
Mr. Srivastava, please stay on with me, and now we're going to play out Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav's bite.
Well, trusts India because we respect IP, we have a large talent pool, and we have conducted our foreign policy in a way which creates that trust. And as a part of that, today the PAX Silica was signed, which is very important for semiconductor supply chain, semiconductor manufacturing, chip design, for getting that entire semiconductor ecosystem well established in our country. साथियों, मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को। उन्होंने विश्व भर में भारत की जो नई पहचान बनाई है, भारत के प्रति जो विश्वास पैदा किया है, आज उसके कारण यूएस के साथ और भी कई जुड़े हुए देशों के साथ मिलकर भारत पैक्स सिलिका यानी सेमीकंडक्टर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स की वैल्यू चेन का हिस्सा बना है, जिससे भारत की इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंडस्ट्री को, सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री को बहुत लाभ होगा। जिस तरह से ऑलरेडी 10 प्लांट भारत में स्थापित होने की प्रक्रिया में है और बहुत जल्दी पहला सेमीकंडक्टर प्लांट कमर्शियल प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट करेगा, उस कड़ी में भारत में सेमीकंडक्टर की डिज़ाइन, चिप डिज़ाइन आज सबसे एडवांस 2 नैनोमीटर की चिप्स भारत में डिज़ाइन हो रही है। कंप्लीट इकोसिस्टम भारत में आ रहा है। उसी के लिए पैक्स सिलिका की बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस रहेगी, उसका लाभ भारत के नौजवानों को मिलेगा। धन्यवाद।
I now have Mr. Robinder Sachdev, Foreign Affairs expert, joining me. Now, Mr. Sachdev, of course, a very significant day, really. Do you see India formally joining PAX Silica as a turning point in the India-US technology ties?
Thank you very much. Yeah, in some senses, it's not exactly a turning point, I'll say, but it's definitely a good milestone. Okay. And also remember that in today's world, where a new world order, a new matrix is under construction, failure of a country is, not, okay, let me put it the other way around. If you're not in a network, then you're falling behind, right? So by being in the PAX Silica network, we are on the march. That's how I look at it. In this world, when new networks are being created, alliances, not alliances, I'll still say networks being created. If you're not part of a network, a critical network like the PAX Silica network, then it means we would be falling behind. So therefore, by the reverse, by being in this network, we are definitely in the game. Now, it depends how much this initiative delivers overall, but it will definitely deliver something. It will deliver to quite an extent, I think. And it will be extremely helpful for India to be positioned in the supply chain, for technology transfer, for investments also. Because remember, large corporations look at political signals between their governments. That, okay, relations between the two governments are good and okay, so that in case we have any problems in the future, any disputes, because very often you have large disputes. So in case the governments have good relations, then the corporates also feel more emboldened to go ahead and invest. So therefore, investments in our semiconductor, silicon, and such electronics, such businesses and projects will definitely improve, absolutely also.
Mr. Sachdev, do you think India could face diplomatic pushback from China after joining PAX Silica?
China is obviously looking at what's happening. Yes, there would be some, maybe not immediately right now, but what it indicates down the line to China is that the world of tomorrow is being slowly structured into two separate camps, or maybe more camps, but yes, one camp is the American camp, which seems to be consolidating. Okay, so down the line, 5 years, 10 years down the line, if PAX Silica succeeds, then it definitely, challenges China's hegemony, which is okay. But on the other hand, if PAX Silica succeeds wildly, much more than expected or as expected, then it definitely deals a blow to China also. So China would be very, very carefully looking at this. China would be looking to consolidate whatsoever it has already. China, by the way, already kind of has a chokehold on about 70 to 90% of the resources and the refining. So China, I think, will further accelerate whatever existing, resources it has, as well as I think China will go even more aggressively hunting across the world to tie up resources.
All right. I also have Mr. Sanjeev Srivastav with me. Now, Mr. Srivastav, what sectors in India stand to gain the most? Semiconductors, EVs, defense tech, or renewable energy?
Yeah, all these critical sectors, obviously semiconductors domain will be the most beneficiary, as our Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw has just mentioned. But the other sectors, artificial intelligence, the large domain of this entire sector is going to be benefited. And certainly the critical mineral supply chain, what India is also looking forward to be part of. Obviously, that sector will be benefited. So I think India is having a grand plan and vision and ambition to have a greater, greater semiconductor production facility and chip making facilities in India. I think all initiatives of India is going to be enormously benefited, and the entire effort will get a new boost. after India joining this PAX Silica initiative. And obviously, when our production starts here, particularly the semiconductor domain and EV domain, etc., the robust supply chain which will be already set up through this PAX Silica initiative among our trusted partners will certainly boost our various exports and various interactions which we are going to have with the countries of the world, with the trusted partners of the world. And obviously, I would also like to mention that China will be closely watching this, and kind of a dominance thus far China was having in this entire domain of critical minerals as well as artificial intelligence will certainly be reduced. And I think it's a good initiative with regard to having a robust economic order too, and a robust supply chains among the various trusted partners of the international community. So I think it's a very constructive initiative also with regard to establishing a robust and healthy economic order in the international community.
All right, I have Ambassador Suresh K. Goyal. He's a former diplomat who's also joining me. Now, Ambassador Goyal, I want to ask you, of course, to begin with, now how significant, according to you, is India formally joining PAX Silica, and do you see it as a turning point in the India-US technology ties?
I think it's an important initiative. Important initiative both globally as well as in terms of India-US bilateral technology and trade cooperation. Whether it will prove to be a turning point or not, only future can tell. And I don't think I will rush into making judgments of that kind. But I would say that it's a part of an initiative which is globally diversifying the chain of supply of such something as critical as the minerals, critical minerals needed for electrical vehicles, the batteries and so on and so forth is important. It's democratization and diversification of the resilience of supply chain, and India being a partner with other countries, everybody will say is an important, a very important element.
Mr. Robinder Sachdev, I'm coming to you now. Now, how might this impact India's AI sovereignty and data governance policies?
You know, it will bolster our AI sovereignty and our capacity building. But you know, there's a reverse logic to it also. If you are bound in with the PAX Silica framework, that's a US-dominated framework. So one thing we have to realize, sovereignty in the world of today does not mean that you're living in isolation. Okay? But yes, at the same time, as much as we can, build up your comprehensive, and I use the term here, comprehensive, not national power, but your comprehensive nodal power. In this world of today, we are in nodes. These nodes are connected. So as long as it helps us build up our comprehensive nodal power, it helps our national objectives.
Right, and with that, I'd like to thank all my esteemed guests for joining me on the broadcast, and it's time for a short commercial break.